that different stakeholders have different interpretation of impact of technology. And no surprise here, when you talk to members of SMT, that's what they mean by impact. When you start talking to tutors and assessors, that's probably that it will come out of, but I would suspect that they will come out with the technological solutions to resolve some practical issues. Yeah? And last but not the least, it's the learner, which is probably the most important thing. And you may actually notice some sort of subliminal element here, because I put it the way how it popped in my head and how it popped up in conversation with various stakeholders. And you can see that impact for success comes out first in terms of perceptions. So it's no matter where is it and what evidence can we produce. My research started with a project which is not actually related to this issue at all. I was asked to provide evidence that following the radical changes to the curriculum for adult community education, IT curriculum, is actually working. And the aim of the changes for the curriculum was to provide clear progression routes for learners. So that was my initial starting point. And the first thing I did, I looked at the MIS information. And I pulled up individual learner records, and that's, you can see the abstracts from them. And my original task was to actually have a look what IT courses learners do, and do they progress from one IT course to another, covering different subjects and different levels. And when I started putting the records together, well, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they go from first steps to learn more, to digital photography. That's fine, it's working. When I had a closer look, and because the information records here, they show what other than IT courses learners did with us. You may notice that there is a common theme here. I don't know if you can spot the common theme. I must admit it wasn't obvious to me to start with at all, but then it dawned on me. So if you look at the non-IT courses that learners were decided to do before they tackle technology, they're all to do with building confidence, taking control of their life, and overcome such barriers as low self-esteem. Yeah? So they do assertiveness, meditation, yoga, UU, that's a special course was devised for people with this particular issue. And it's particularly relevant in the wider context, which I mentioned before, yeah, the groups of learners we're dealing with. So once they build up sufficient levels of self-confidence, they feel ready to tackle technology. But once we start doing that, they move on from one IT subject to another. So technology is the object and the tool, but it does fit in a general picture of how people's lives are impacted. So having set out to answer the questions about the impact, and the questions were, is there an impact? I think we can safely say yes, there is an impact, and we do have evidence to support it. But the evidence becomes visible only when you put it in a context. So you need to very clearly define the context and very clearly define what actually you're looking for. Once you do that, you'll find the supporting evidence because it's already there. It's like tacit knowledge, but not discovered yet. Because it's already there, it can be measured, but it might require restructuring the MIS approach in the system and how the systems are used. And the way to maximize the impact is through optimizing the learning, which includes redefining the learning, refocusing staff training, and joining the dots approach. Because one simple exercise into how do I get this data brought me into contact with the MIS team, with the teaching and delivery team, with tutors and assessors. It required some changes at the strategic level. So unless all these dots are joined, the impact and the effect of maximizing impact may stay at the level of small project.